Blair's breakdown from Oakland starts right now. This is my hometown race. I was actually born 10 miles from here in Berkeley, so I feel very home, super home. Look at the stadium, legendary building. I know sometimes it gets a little bit of a bad rap, like, oh, Oakland, but you know what? The racing inside is always awesome, and it's a legendary place. Think about like the Raiders, John Madden. Just think back in time of the history inside this building. It's an awesome place, and it's this week's Supercross. So let's go talk to some riders and see how they're doing. Blair's breakdown, Eli Tomac. I'm going to start with something cool I just saw. So coming in the first corner hot, right? It's not the normal part of the track, but the way you were doing. And I saw a nice little kind of front nose wheel, like a little one. Then I saw a dirty one to the right where you pitched the right out. And my question was, or is, on purpose or accident?
Wait, I went to my rear end swung to the inside or to the outside?
No, swung out.
To the outside?
It looked like you set it up perfectly. I just want to know, did you do that on purpose or not? Because it was filthy.
I was just working the front brake.
Hard.
I was working the front brake hard. Yeah, so let's say it was on purpose.
It was on purpose. 50-50 for me. But how we feeling, dude? We're East Coast to West Coast, bro. Back in Oakland, feeling like ready for another one?
I think so. I want to not be the guy I was last week by any means.
Well, who were you last week? Because I don't know who you were either. Who were you last week?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just didn't ride well and whatever. But moving on from it, being that I just rode this track, it's going to be really technical. It's going to have the usual Oakland ruts, and they built it steep.
I noticed that too.
They built it really steep, and I think it's going to be really hard for a lot of guys.
The one rhythm, first corner, second corner, obviously fun to watch, but dude, the threes seem like hard timing, even for you guys at the highest level, like little short, little long. Are you still feeling it out a little bit?
Feeling it out, and that's what that section alone is gonna be eating a lot of guys up, in my opinion.
What about I think the whoops to Dragon's Back to, and the Dragon's Back is long. What do you think about whoops, turn, Dragon's Back, turn, whoops? I feel like that's a lot of standing, and I feel like that's just gonna be a tough 20 seconds or so.
It's gonna be tough, and may your clutch rest in peace.
You like your clutch on this bike? We've had clutch combos before. You got a strong one in that bike, right? You happy with that guy?
Hey, yeah, this clutch is good, but whoops, dragon whoops, man. You better have that ready.
Dude, luckily. Oh no! And then you get into a dirty rhythm right after that, huh? So.
Yeah, it's gonna be physically hard. It's gonna be hard on the motorcycle. It's gonna be a tough track.
So yeah, last week fifth. The cool point. I know this is harder for you guys because you're like in this championship zone, but for us as fans, this year's wild, right? Like you go from 1 to 5, Coop goes from 5 to 1, and now we have 4 points. Like, you probably don't like it this tight, but dude, you guys have made this way cool for everybody to watch.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. I'm just glad to be in the mix and leading this thing.
You do know, I know I bring up the records thing to you all the time. I know you're about to roll your eyes. Just give me a good eye roll. Give me a good one. There it is. That's the eye roll from me asking about records. But you do realize once you get past James, dude, it's like forever to McGrath. We'll never bug you again. So can you just blitz through James and then we'll leave you alone? You got to get there first, and then I promise I won't ask again.
I know. I need to get there, so off to the right start.
I know, and the hype in Tampa was probably super annoying, but it's what we got to do. What we got to do.
It hasn't been bothering me. That hasn't been bothering me. I mean, you're so focused on the championship and this championship. That's all you're thinking.
Well, again, shout out on the front brake action today, and good luck on a track that's going to test you and your clutch to its limits. Good luck.
Yes, it will. All right, thanks.
Eli Tomac, let's go.
Not allowed in here.
I'm allowed in here. I'm allowed in here. Why do you always wear white stuff to the dirt bike track, dude? Don't you know it gets dirty?
I just do it.
You just do it?
Just do it.
Why didn't you just do press day?
Because we don't just do it all the time.
Why did Chase do it?
Because you just did it.
Why didn't you do it? Are you lazy?
No, I didn't know. Like, for some reason I didn't have press today, but I mean, we got to watch, so.
What'd you see in the 250 press with Pierce and the privateers? All it was today, 250s, was Pierce and privateers.
Yeah, I seen some airtime, so.
Did we see a couple nose high? Just a couple?
We did a little bit, but hey, that makes me a little nervous. So my main goal that whole time was just try and psych out Phil, because he was watching with us. I think we did pretty good.
I'm sure he's psyched out. There's a bunch of jumps and they're steep this week. I guarantee he's probably second guessing this trip.
Yeah, no, I was doing it to him at A2, with like the doubles across the finish line, across the straight. the doubles. I'm like, dude, they look pretty big. I don't know if we can get that. He's like, dude, shut up.
And then the Futures guys all did it first lap, and he's like,
what? Yeah, so we like psyching out Phil.
I want to talk about your brother a little bit. I'm still feeling the effects of that boss mode last lap. I saw you come running down, and I know I always hammer you guys over competitive with each other, but when you're not racing each other, I know you're each other's biggest fans.
Yeah.
So take me through your final 20 seconds of that main event as old Hunter had locked in on that last corner.
I've never screamed so much in my life. I feel sorry for the people that were below us. In our suite, we were jumping up and down, screaming. Cynthia got emotional just because of all the stress, so she started crying. We were all pumped up. I got Lucas freaking spilled his drink all over my phone.
He does that anyway, though.
Yeah, so it was hectic, and I mean, that beats like almost any of my championship days. I feel like. I mean, I haven't been that energetic and pumped up and psyched for anything. So.
You think it's because when you're racing, the stress doesn't allow you to really just fan out, where when you're watching your brother, you're technically just a fan that day, so you're getting to watch someone that you care about as a fan pull off the clutchest move ever. Is that why you maybe feel more for him than yourself, because there's no real personal stress involved?
I would, 100%, because obviously on race day you got to stay focused. You can't let all the emotions come out. Where that Saturday night, I let every bit of emotion out. I was such a fanboy, to be honest, like just screaming, cheering, yelling, like the whole time. My like throat was so sore from like screaming. Like like you said, this is from a fan's perspective, and it was awesome. I mean, unreal.
So the way you ride a motorcycle, very technical. I know you like when the tracks are technical and more challenging. This one to me looks pretty rad. Like, it looks busy, steep, 2 sets of whoops. When I saw the track, I feel like this would satisfy you. Because on Race Day Live, you said you don't like when it's easy and they melt, whatever. Does this one fit more you? Because I feel like it would.
It looks sick. So I haven't seen any track maps of it, so it's the first time seeing it, and it looks really cool. I mean, we got technically 3 sets of it with how long that dragon's back is.
I think there's 7 of them up the dragon, 7 total.
Yeah, it's a few too many. But no, we like this track by the looks of it. We'll see how it rides in. Hopefully it has a decent flow to and stuff. So I'm glad they put like kind of 2 resting spots before the whoops, because I think by the time you get done with the 2 sets of whoops and the dragon's back, you're going to be like trying to spend the rest of the lap to recover for the whoops again. So no, we like it so far, and we'll see how it goes.
Last question is, tell me about Jacob Hayes. How's he been? I need to know. I need to know. I need to report back to my family. You know, he's like family to me.
Yep.
How's he doing? I need to know.
He's been good. He's right over there. He looks after us pretty good. He's taken on the big management role, and he's been doing good. I haven't had any complaints. Lucas, he annoys me. But,
are you cool with Jacob's clothing? I mean, I feel like that's a big deal for you. Do you approve?
You could pull out a dad joke and just say like, yeah, I don't know how we feel because he's wearing no pants because they're camo. But
nice dad joke, dude.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Good job, dude. You're bringing your best to Oakland, huh?
We could put it going further. Hey, Jacob, where's your pants?
Left him at home.
Dad joke, 101.
Well, good luck. Good to see you back in action. I know you're supposed to be off this week, but if you had to choose, back in January under a torrential downpour or this one, which one would you choose?
Probably this one a lot more. I mean,
I think so too.
It looks way more fun with trying to skim the whoops instead of rolling them in mud. So it's I would much rather this.
Awesome. Good luck this weekend, and don't forget, Hunter's better than you. Chase's dad said that I can go in if I get permission from him.
Is Chase up there? Yes.
Then I feel like I have permission.
Daniel Blair's here. Daniel Blair's here to see.
Yeah, tell him I'm coming up with I'm bringing the heat.
Bringing the heat. Yep.
Tell him his decision right now is going to be huge. He needs to say yes. It would be smart for him.
Did you hear him?
He's still debating whether or not he's going to let me up there. It's bad gamble on his part. I got the microphone for 3 hours this weekend. I will say...
So let him put his pants on.
Let him put his pants? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We're going to let him put his pants on.
Stand up.
Bunch of gigantors on this team. Bunch of 6-footers. Abnormal. You know the average... You know, I think 5'6" is like the average height of a male on this planet. I'm like super average.
What are you, 5'4"?
5'6".
No, you're not.
On the dot.
You look 5'2" right now.
Doesn't matter what you look like, it matters what you are, and I'm 5'6". It was Chase. No, just kidding. Oh, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you.
You were already filming Tomac, so I guess we're done.
Oh, I mean, I don't only talk to the points leader. I talk to the other guys too, bro.
The guys that are the small guys.
I talk to the guys. Oh man, I could say something so. I won't do it. I won't do it. Don't walk into that. I mean, you know where I'll go with that. I'm gonna ask you a really hard question though, right out of the gate. Hard one. The balance between being happy with where you're at and not happy with where you're at. Because I know I've watched you, and I know how you are. I know how frustrated you are when it doesn't go the way you want. But we talked last week about the big picture. So how do you find that balance between being frustrated, but being happy with the fact that this is all set up to be really good? I mean, where's that balance, and how do you deal with it?
It's really just all on how you look at it. I mean, you can look at it as a negative or a positive. After the race, like immediately it was a negative, and then once I was like an hour out after the race, I was in a better mood.
An hour. Huh.
An hour.
Watch last week's, folks.
What?
Nothing. Just go ahead. You don't watch this show?
I haven't watched it. Is this before or after the race?
It's Friday, bro. It's before, of course.
Well, you do one after too, don't you?
Sometimes.
See, that's
last week's was after. I gave you some advice. I gave you advice on the show.
On the podium, you just gave me advice.
I gave you some on my show too, and you literally just said exactly what I said. So I think you're watching and you're just acting like you're not.
Playing it cool.
That balance though.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, but I mean having a negative outlook is never going to be the right way to go about it. So, yeah, I'm in a good spot. We're in a position that we can make this thing happen. So that's really where my mind's at. And I've been on the podium 4 out of 5 races, and obviously we want to win races, but being on the podium is good, and I want to keep doing that. But like I said, I've been putting myself in good positions to win, so obviously got to close one of these out here pretty soon.
I feel like you're running into 2 brick walls, right? Like Eli, I know how much respect you have for him. You told me last summer, like you really respected racing him. Talked to your dad last week, and he even said the same thing. He's like, dude, we want to beat Eli because we respect him so much.
Yeah.
I know you have that respect for Cooper Webb too. They're both great at this thing, and I feel like you've ran into these 2 dudes that are at their gnarliest, and you're like right in there with them. So is there a positive in that, knowing like, dude, these are the baddest dudes of this generation, and I'm taking them deep, and they have to respect you now the way you respect them, because look at the points. It's a reality.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go through the best, obviously, and that they're for sure riding at some of the best they've ridden, I feel like. So it's fun. That's what makes racing so fun, and I'm super competitive, so I want to take them down. And like I said, Eli's an awesome competitor, so is Cooper, and it makes you want to beat them that much more because it's just clean racing and overall hard racing. And Cooper last week came out of nowhere for the main event, and it's what keeps you on edge, and it's just exciting in that way.
So Houston and Tampa have this like similar feel, like it's like, oh, Chase should have won and he didn't, but it was different situations, but kind of similar with the line choice. After looking at the whoops last week, do you feel like an adjustment needed to be made, or did you just need to get through them a few more times and end it? Like what did you decide on after walking?
Well, I walked them, and I mean, the thing is like they were smaller in the middle, but there was a rut through them. So you either hit them where they're bigger and there's not a rut, or you hit them where they're smaller and there is. So it's just like a kind of give and take. And now, I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, so I would have moved lines. I actually moved lines right after I crashed. And
Did you just move over to the? Oh, you went to the left of the rut.
Yeah, and I didn't get through them like super fantastic. So it was just kind of one of those things where Cooper almost crashed in them. I did crash in them. So it's just, yeah, it was obviously not ideal, but if I could have made it through 5 more laps, I already did 20 laps to the same line. So it's just like kind of in hindsight, you always know what to do, but in the moment, it's hard to make that game time decision.
When you're in a 20+1, if you're in the middle of a battle or you're coming through the pack, I feel like it would go by faster because you're scrapping. When you're up front the whole time like that, does it feel long? Like you're like, God, this thing is dragging. Like,
I just honestly last weekend didn't even look at the pit board. Just kept eyes on the track. I was honestly, I didn't even know when I crashed, I thought we still had like 10 minutes left. I didn't know we had 5 laps. So I mean, that made it even sting worse when I got off the track. But
you're like, dude, it was almost over.
Yeah. Because I think I came by, I looked at the pit board after I fell, and it said 2 laps to go. I'm like, well, that's crazy. I thought we had like 10 minutes. So it definitely felt like a longer race last week just because I had Cooper behind me, but it also keeps you on edge. Like, we kind of played cat and mouse for a while. So yeah, when you're coming through the pack and passing people, it makes it shorter, but being out front's where you want to be, obviously.
Still early in the championship too. I feel like peaks and valleys are coming for all of you. And this is something I said last week on the show too. As much as the attention's been on you and the deficiencies that you're having, if you're 2 points out, doesn't that mean that the rest of the guys in that fight have some of the deficiencies themselves? Like Cooper and Eli, and you have all had enough issues to where you're all together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are you the only one that doesn't have things figured out in this group right now, or do all three of you have something to improve?
I mean, everyone can improve at some point. So I mean, I feel like I've been very consistent other than the races that I should have won, obviously. But like I said, I've been on the podium, which has allowed me to be in this where I'm at right now. So being on the podium is, like I said, where you want to be. You want to win races, obviously, is the main goal. But being on the podium is what gets it done in the end. So, yeah, we got a lot of races we need to win before that. But I'm happy with how my season has been going as far as consistency. If you look at it on paper, it looks better than it does if you just look and watch the races. I've had so many opportunities to win. So, yeah, like I said, I've just trying to been working on riding rougher tracks. Being back in Florida has helped that, and that's really the main thing for me is riding tracks that are beat down, because that's in the end of the main events where you need to be the strongest. So that's been an adjustment the last couple of weeks.
Well, again, I know it's hard on you guys because you're in the moment and you're chasing this thing, but for everybody watching, dude, we're enjoying this. You guys are putting on a show, and it's still early. So I just, on behalf of all the fans, keep doing it, because this year has been fun to watch you guys go at it. So congrats on the success, but get that win.
Yes, sir. All right, thanks, Danny.
Yes, sir, he said.
Yep.
Talk to your elders correctly, huh?
Right,
let's go.
Thank you, Danny.
Carlos. Hey, you had a lot of attitude from afar, and then I get close, and you're real nice.
That's easy. We get a win, and right away you want to come interview, huh?
I was coming to talk to AP, but he's not here.
He's dealing with the cows.
Dealing with what?
With the cows.
What do you mean?
He's at the farm. Cowboy.
Is he? Or is he at In-N-Out Burger?
Oh, that maybe too.
I want to feel this clutch.
You can check it out. I'll let you this time. What do you think?
I don't like it.
No?
I think you need to get in there and work on that thing a little better.
I'll try. I
What
can
do you
keep working on it. Try to make it better.
Is it true? I heard a rumor that last week before the main event, you threatened Cooper with physical violence if he didn't win the race. That's just what I heard.
That happens every weekend, so.
That doesn't work every week. It only works.
It did last week, so.
So we're coming off a week where it worked.
I hope so.
So this track, I just walked it. I did a little Instagram live video, and a bunch of people DM me, and they were like, Cooper track? I think we're getting into this world, right, where who's this track good for? What do you think after seeing it, though? To me, it feels Cooper Webbish, even though it's got two sets of whoops, which I don't feel are as big of an issue this year. But your take on two whoops and a tight track and the Cooper track talk.
To me, if it's a tight track, it's got potential for him. You know, he's able to cut really low always, and that's an advantage. The whoops, to me, not to worry about it. I mean, like you said, this year he's better, he's consistent, and he's doing really well on the whoops, so I'm not to worry about it. But cutting in and all that, that's his style.
How about setting up a bike? Because obviously, if you want the bike set up for whoops, the thought is that means it won't corner, and if you set it up for cornering, that means it won't go through whoops. How do you try to find that perfect balance where it can do both of the things that he wants to do? Because again, he's not a typical corner. He likes to corner tight, low, flat. So you've got to assist that, but at the same time, you can't sacrifice the shot. How did you guys get to this? Because to me, it looks like it's figured out a lot more. But how did you get there?
I can tell you that, but we got there.
I can't tell you that.
But no, we, like you say, you're right. We played with the balance, and actually we find a good spot. And he's pretty happy. Kind of meet both well, you know, try to make him consistent through the whoops, but also keeping that nice inside and tight corners like he likes. So it's been a challenge, but we get in there.
Did you happen to watch any like fast amateur kids at all this week that maybe impressed you? You don't have to say the name, but I just want to know if there's any fast amateur kids that may have impressed you this week. I'm just saying.
Yeah, a couple. But yeah, one actually impressed me in Anaheim and yesterday too. So we'll see.
All right, let's go. All right, Blair's Breakdown with Justin Barcia. Congratulations. You officially got Jason Anderson put on probation.
Yeah, that was
You said, don't ask me the same questions everyone asks. I said, I'm not gonna. There it is.
I didn't put him on probation.
Yes, you were on the receiving end of his, I don't know how many deliveries there's been, but they delivered him a probation.
It's tough. I've been there.
What's it feel like to be on probation?
Gotta watch yourself. Can't get too crazy.
No, I'm just messing with you. You wanted something different. I'll ask you a cool one, and I know you're going to love this because I already asked you in the truck, and you got all excited. Dude, you threw a dirty whip off the finish line in press today, like a scary one. I even heard a little rev, a little
Bring her back. Yeah, the boys built a nice steep face, a strong landing, and I was able to let the gas float a little bit. Felt good. Had fun today. It's a little chilly out here, so gotta keep warm, keep moving, but yeah.
You told me down there something pretty funny, which is, well, this was supposed to be an off weekend, right?
Yeah.
This is an off weekend. But based on last weekend, thought you were riding good. It didn't go the way you wanted, and you said it would be terrible to have an off weekend and have to just fester on that. So you're really happy that we get to race because you want to get back to the track.
Never been happier to be in Oakland. Honestly, yeah, the area is a little rough around here, but we got a lot of dirt. We got a good track, and we get to race dirt bikes. Not bad at all.
Good dirt, like you said.
Yeah.
Press day was awesome, but we both agree it's going to get tough. It's going to get chewed up, and because they're going to add the water and stuff. But how about the layout? To me, it seems busier than normal, steeper. The berms are bigger, 2 big sets of whoops and a Dragons. Like, I feel like this would be one that you guys would all look at and go, yes, let's get on that.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think, we got to do a little bit on press day. Nothing crazy, obviously, but looking at the whole track in one, it's a technical track. It's a tight track. I think that suits me well, but it's going to be way more challenging tomorrow with the extra water on the track, the ruts. It was already breaking down today, so the whoops are going to be treacherous. Dragon back's going to be wild. It's just going to be wild and crazy.
Have you ever seen a Dragons like that? That's the longest one I've seen.
That is the longest Dragon I've seen. It's not the hardest Dragon. It's kind of one of them where you just give it gas and go. But it's a long one. I think it's cool because you got the whoops, you got the Dragon, you got whoops. So you got to be good at the whoops.
Yes, that's part of being good at the sport, right? You have to be good at whoops.
Sense, but yeah, got to be good at the whoops. Obviously, they're going to break down. We'll see if we get some jumpers. It's just going to be different all night long.
You seem excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm ready to go racing. My wife and son stayed at home this weekend because it was just such a fun trip.
So you're happy you got a weekend off?
I'm leading in.
There it is, folks.
I'm leading into this. Let me get there. So I got some motivation. I want to bring a trophy home for my son and my wife. This is the first one they're missing. So, yeah, I'm bringing it.
You know how it sounded, though, right? Yeah, I'm just super excited.
No.
Wife and kid are at home.
It was coming. It was coming. They're at home. They couldn't make it, so I want to bring them home a trophy.
Love it. Explain Sorby. Because I don't know your guys' history. I know there is some now, but Eric Sorby is your
kid. Me and him didn't race together because it would have been carnage.
Oh, you would not be friends.
That's why it works great because he was like kind of aggressive guy. I'm aggressive guy. We've been friends since probably, I think my first year Paris was like 2010 or 11. So we met then. We hit it off. We've kept in touch. He moved to Florida, and it just kind of all happened. And now he helps me out and. Yeah, it's fun.
When I first heard that you were working with him, my thought was,
this could be good or bad, right?
I thought it could be bad. I'm thinking Sorby used to put people into the finish line pole.
Now he tells me not to do things like that, which is...
Do you just look at him and you're like,
yeah,
that's what you did?
What we do, dude. No, it's good because we both had the same mentality coming to this season. We want to, I want to be a hard racer, but not too stupid. He wants me to be a good racer and win races, and we're going after those goals, and we're trying to have fun and not piss too many people off.
Not too many people, but some.
Yeah,
some are okay.
You got to make some people mad, If you're not making people mad, you're probably not doing something right.
I love your mentality. Not everyone does. You know that. Not everyone. But hey, what did we say last year on the podium at Salt Lake City? We said, hey, they're all mad.
Yeah.
But you're like, I'm gonna get 20% of them back right here, and just straight said, what's up? I am who I am.
I am who I am. I can always try to be a better person in ways, and I'm always trying to learn and adapt. And if I'm 30 years old. I'm still learning. Still feel like a young buck. I still got a few more years racing left. And
hold on. Do you still feel like a teenager, like Max Anstey?
Yeah, I love it. Max is awesome.
You like that line? He's used it now a few times. He's like, I just feel like a teenager again.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I'm kind of like the old guy in the team. I'm the 450 guy, and I got these young boys, but I'm kind of a teenager still as well. I mean, I don't use those words because I have a son now and a wife, and I'm 30, and I got responsibilities, but this racing stuff keeps you feeling young, and yeah, I mean, I don't feel like a teenager, but I still feel frisky and ready to go ride.
Justin is frisky. He's excited. He's throwing whips. I don't know what that was, but he's
Frisky, dude.
That's the. What's the frisky? Show me the frisky.
I mean, when you're so isn't there like cat food called Frisky or something?
I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
I remember those commercials or something, and Frisky Cat or whatever, and so like, Frisky Cat this weekend.
51, frisky cat. Good luck, bro. He's excited. All right. Well, we started with Eli Tomac. Very good mood. Very excited to be in Oakland. Very happy. We ended with Justin Barcia. Triple the happiness to be in Oakland. All the riders are stoked. So that I don't know what that means. Does that mean we're going to have great racing? Does that mean... I don't know what that means. But we find out tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in to Blair's Breakdown, and we'll catch you in Arlington. See ya.